So hello everyone, welcome to the channel Moro Insane. I hope you all are doing fine. So you guys must be wondering why I'm not putting out more videos. So I've decided that I'll put out videos every week, one video per week. So you guys stay tuned for that, because putting out too many videos just simply doesn't work, and you know, one needs content to put up videos, right? Fellow riders, so today we are gonna talk about how to increase your motorcycle's mileage. So there are a lot of videos on YouTube about how to increase the mileage of your motorcycle, but most of them just tell you what to do and what not to do, which is good, but basically none of the videos explain the science behind what goes on in saving your bike's fuel. So I thought I'll make a video on that, and hopefully I'll be able to make you guys understand in simple language how the tips and tricks work and how to increase your bike's mileage, or at least get what the close to what the company claims to be a mileage of a motorcycle be. So let's get started. In order to understand the tips and tricks that I'm going to be providing in this video, you guys have to first understand how an internal combustion engine works. An ICE engine, that is our gasoline engines, basically every engine in this world, how it works. So what happens in an engine is you have air and you have fuel. So, and you have the spark plugs which ignite the fuel. So this is the simple principle that you need oxygen to burn something. So that's what the air is for, and the fuel. Obviously you need fuel to burn. So that's how the engine works. So basically in carbureted engines or even in fuel injected engines, on the twist of the throttle, when you twist the throttle, air is intake into the engine, as well as a proper ratio is maintained between air and fuel, which is supplied to the engine, and then the combustion happens, and boom, there is a bang inside the engine, the piston goes up and down, and that's how we produce power. And that wheel is transferred from the crank, that power is transferred from the crank to the wheel via a chain or a drive shaft in a car, and so on. So that's about the internal combustion engine for you guys. Now many guys complain that I ride at speeds of 30 kilometers per hour, 40 kilometers per hour, but I still don't get the desired mileage, or the company claimed mileage, as to say. So there's a difference between riding at 30 kilometers per hour, right? You can either be at the 5th gear and 30 kilometers per hour, or you can be in 1st gear at 30 kilometers per hour. Let me show you. See, I'll be maintaining third gear, so you'll have to understand the engine RPMs. So, see, I'm still at 240, but look at the RPM. It's almost 7,000 RPM. So if you ride at 40 in 7,000 RPM, then your speeds are low, but your engine speed is what matters when it comes to fuel efficiency. You have to maintain the desired engine speed. So this is the engine speed, the RPM, the rotations per minute. That is what you have to keep in mind if you want to save fuel. Your road speed doesn't matter at all. Now see, now I'm riding in third gear, so it's about 3000 RPM at 28 kilometers per hour. Okay? Now I can be going 28 kilometers per hour in first gear even. See, it's almost 6500 RPM. So my road speed is still the same, but my engine speeds are different. So now I'm getting less fuel efficiency. Even though my road speeds are the same, my bike is not efficient enough because the engine speeds are high. So what you have to do is just gear up. When you're not gonna overtake someone, just gear up. See, now I'm doing 30, but I'm in fifth gear, and look at the engine speeds, 2000 RPM. So now I will achieve the desired mileage that I wish to achieve. So that was about it for the engine RPMs. So simply said, try to keep your RPMs as low as possible and you will get the best fuel efficiency. Now coming to the next point, you should always practice slow acceleration. Just see, just follow here. See, I have overtaken this vehicle, but just see how easily I have accelerated. Now I could have done the same with rapid acceleration. Okay, but you don't have to do that when you don't need to. Thus, you are saving fuel if you accelerate easily and so that's it, as simple as that. Same goes for braking. See, if you see a car approaching or if you see the vehicle in front of you slowing down, there are two scenarios that can take place. Either you can maintain your speed or even speeden up and then hard on the brakes. Okay, you can do one thing, that, or you can just, when you spot the vehicle slowing down, you can slow down easily. See, so that will greatly affect the fuel consumption of your bike, because simple physics, guys, the law of inertia. When you bring your vehicle to a stop, it takes a lot of time and a lot of energy to get it moving. Thus, more fuel is wasted. Similarly, when you accelerate rapidly, it puts a lot of force into the engine and it consumes more fuel to gain that fast acceleration. So, thus giving you less efficiency. Now the next thing is a bit technical. So, that would be your air-fuel ratio. Okay, you guys must have seen mechanics adjust the carburetor. I am talking about carbs now. I will also explain the FI weight. So you must have seen a lot of mechanics adjusting the carb and the idle of your bike. So that is actually, he is adjusting the air and fuel ratio of your bike. So there are two settings for carbureted. You can make your bike run rich or you can make your bike run lean. Okay, if you make your bike run lean, then you will get better mileage, but that will also affect your performance. So that is completely up to you. If you want to compromise on performance for that added extra few kilometers to the liter, then you can definitely do that. Keep the company air fuel ratio intact, because that's the way to do it, because the company knows better. I've heard of people installing aftermarket ECUs to get more mileage. Usually they do it to get more power out of your motorcycle. That's what I would do, or that's what anyone would do, because I've never heard of it. But you can do that. If there is an option to tune your bike, there will also be an option to detune your bike. Guys, you know tires are a very important thing in the bike. These are the things that actually keep you glued to the road. So tires are a very important part of a motorcycle. So what I've seen people do is that they don't like visiting the air pump often, and they either don't fill up the gas to the prescribed levels by the company at all, or they overfill it. So overfilling is very much dangerous, as you may lose grip and the tire may not function according to its desired. Tire really does affect your mileage a lot, because you guys must have if you want me to tell you the physics behind it, so rolling resistance. So if a deflated tire will have a greater contact area, hence it will have more rolling resistance, hence more friction with the road. So ultimately it will cause your bike to use up more energy. That will ultimately eat away the mileage, even though it's a small difference. But still, if you take care of all these small things, then you will be able to achieve the desired company claimed mileage. Also, I have seen people talking about their motorcycles giving them less mileage in highway conditions, and they just can't believe that. They think there's something wrong with the motorcycle because it's giving them more mileage in the city, but it's giving considerably less while they are out on the roads, out on the highway. So there's nothing wrong with your bike, guys. It's just the first rule that I explained. The difference in RPMs. Road speed doesn't matter at all. So the company claims the highway mileage on desired level of RPMs when the engine is running stress-free. Now suppose the top speed of this bike is around 140. If you push it really hard, then it can reach 140. So but the desired highway mileage is not rated at 140 km/h speeds, guys. You just have to understand that. It's rated at about 80 to 90, where the bike will be at about, in 5th gear, it will be at about 6,000 RPM to 7,000 RPM. At those RPMs you will get good mileage. But if you push it at 140 all through the highway, obviously it is running at 10 to 11,000 RPM at that time. So it's never gonna give you the mileage that the company claims, even if it is a highway, even if there is no traffic. But your engine speed is still very, very high. And the last question is, have these tips and tricks worked for me? Then yes, definitely yes. Many people complain about the Apache, that the Apache gives very less mileage even for the 160, for the 180 and all of those. But trust me guys, this is the 200. When I ride it really harsh, I have even gotten 28 kilometers per liter out of it, which is very bad. But I don't blame the bike, because I was thrashing it like anything. And even in the city, in Kolkata traffic, when I ride it nicely, when I maintain the engine speeds, I've even got 40 to 45 kilometers per liter out of it. See, that's why I've kept the bike on low speed. That was it guys for today's video. A few tips and tricks and some knowledge that I wanted to share with you guys. I hope you liked it. There are a lot of videos on YouTube out there about this, but I thought I'd explain the science behind it. That's why I made this video. If you liked this video, please like, share, subscribe to Moto Insane TV on YouTube. Till then, bye bye.